You know, the world of business analytics is right on the edge of a massive, massive shift. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack the key trends that are set to define the next decade, all coming straight from our source materials final unit. Let's dive in. But hold on. Before we get into all the future tech, let's make this personal. Is your career right now actually ready for what's coming? Because these aren't just some far-off ideas. These are things that are changing jobs and industries as we speak. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the seriously powerful technologies that are driving all this change. Then, we'll see how they're kicking off a whole new age of automation. After that, we'll get into some real, concrete steps you can take to get ready, and we'll wrap it all up with the one skill that is absolutely non-negotiable for success. So, what's really behind all this change? Well, it pretty much boils down to three foundational technologies. Think of them as the superstar trio shaping the next wave of business innovation. First up, the big one, artificial intelligence, or AI. At its heart, it's all about building machines that can think, learn, and tackle problems kind of like we do. But, AI is a huge umbrella term, so let's break down the key parts that really make it tick. And here's the really cool part. AI isn't some sci-fi concept anymore. It's powered by things you literally use every single day. Machine learning, that's just the magic behind how Netflix uncannily knows what you want to watch next. And natural language processing, well, that's why you can ask Siri or Alexa a question and actually get a useful answer back. Next on our list is the Internet of Things, or IoT. This is basically this gigantic, sprawling network of connected devices. We're talking everything from your smart thermostat at home to massive sensors on a factory floor. They're all constantly collecting and sharing data, creating this incredible ocean of information for analytics to explore. And rounding out our trio is blockchain. So what is it, really? Think of it like a super secure digital receipt book. But instead of being in one place, it's copied and shared across thousands of computers, which makes it incredibly tough to cheat or tamper with. It's all about building digital trust. So let's put it all together. AI is like the brains of the operation. IoT gives it senses to gather data from the real world, and blockchain provides a secure, trustworthy ledger to record everything. These three working together, it's a total game changer. So what happens when you start combining all this powerful tech? Well, you get a radical evolution in automation. We're talking about a move away from systems that just do stuff to systems that actually make decisions. And this slide lays out the difference perfectly. See, traditional automation is, well, it's a machine just doing a repetitive task, like plugging numbers into a spreadsheet. Autonomous decision-making, though, that is a whole other level. It's the self-driving car not just staying in its lane, but analyzing tons of data in real time to decide the absolute best route to take. So if you remember one thing, remember this. The big shift is from systems that are built to do to systems that are designed to decide. And that's a fundamental change in how businesses are going to operate from here on out. Okay, so things are moving and shaking fast, which brings us to the most critical question of all. What can you actually do about it? Let's talk about how to get ready for this new reality. Our source material lays out a really clear three-step game plan. First, you've got to change how you think about analytics. It's not just about what happened anymore. It's about predicting what will happen and prescribing what you should do. Second, you've got to embrace these new technologies. You don't need to be a coder, but you do need to speak the language of AI, IoT, and blockchain. And third, and this is huge, you have to foster a learning mindset. You got to accept that learning is now a constant part of the job. So the big takeaway here is really a change in your whole approach. It's not about mastering one particular piece of software. It's about becoming more agile, more curious, and really committing to evolving your skills right alongside the technology. And that brings us to our final, and honestly, most critical point. If there is one single skill that's going to define who succeeds in the years ahead, this is it. I mean, this quote from our source material just absolutely nails it. In a world that is changing this fast, the ability to keep learning isn't just a nice-to-have skill anymore. It's literally the key to professional survival and success. And the benefits? They're crystal clear. It lets you stay on top of trends, build skills that are actually in demand, and makes you way more adaptable, which is priceless when things are unpredictable. It also fuels creativity, and at the end of the day, gives you a real, lasting competitive edge. So let's be really clear about this. This is not about taking a workshop once a year. Continuous learning has officially moved from being a little line item in the HR budget to being the core engine that will power your entire career forward. Ultimately, as the world of business analytics gets completely transformed, it's going to reward the people who are curious, who are adaptable, who are just hungry to learn more. The future really does belong to the learners. The only question left is, are you one of them?